Hello everyone, good morning. Am I audible? Perfect, guys. Okay, so we'll start with the session. Okay, so what have we done in the previous sessions, guys? We saw what is Java, we understood the various aspects with respect to Java, right? What is Java? Where do we use Java? Which all companies make use of Java? The history of Java, and the most important point was we understood the working of a Java program, right? So make sure try to watch the videos, get the notes here, and revise the topic. Okay, it's very important. So in today's session, sir, what are we going to learn? Okay, in today's session, we are going to talk about a beautiful topic. Okay, the beautiful topic is nothing but variables. Okay, what is the topic we're going to discuss today? It's variables. Sir, what are variables, sir? It's a very simple and an underrated topic. Okay, we don't give a lot of priority to this topic because we think, oh, it's very easy. But without variables here, working with a Java program becomes very difficult. Okay, so what is a variable, sir? I will tell you. Okay, so whenever we talk about a variable, okay, let me write it down over here. Okay, so let me write it down over here. So whenever we talk about a variable is a container in order to store some data or information. Okay, so this is the meaning of variable. What is a variable? Variable is a container in order to store some data or information. Got the clarity here? For example, sir, I want to store some data, sir. What is the data? So I'll tell. I want to store the age of a person. So what will I tell? Age equals to 20. So what did you understand? The value 20 is getting assigned or initialized into a variable called as age. So internally, you know what happened? Internally, a container got created. What is that container name? That container name is age. Within that container, the value 20 is getting initialized. So this is LHS, left hand side, and this is RHS, right hand side. Always initialization or assigning the values will happen from RHS to LHS here. Okay. Similarly, if I want to store the height of a person, okay, if I want to store the height of a person, what will I tell here? I will tell height equals to 5.8. So now again, what are you trying to understand, sir? The value 5.8 is getting assigned or initialized into a variable called as height. Okay, it's getting initialized from RHS to LHS. So what is a variable? Variable is just a container. Okay, what is the container name here? The container name is height. And what is that container storing? The container is storing the value called as 5.8 here. So what are variables basically, guys? Variables are just a repository. Okay, it's a place wherein I can store some data or information. Got it? This is all about variables. But now, but now here we have a small challenging situation. Okay, sir, what is that situation, sir? Okay, now in variable, I am trying to store some data. See, 20 is a non-decimal numeric value, 5.8 is a decimal numeric value, right? So if I'm trying to store some kind of data into a variable, I need to explicitly tell what type of data. Until and unless I tell what type of data, here the execution will not happen. So therefore, we have a concept called as data types. What is the concept? We have a concept called as data types. So what are data types over here? Just a moment, guys, just a moment. So now, what was I trying to tell here? I was trying to tell here, whenever we're trying to store some kind of data, we need to explicitly tell what type of data, right? For that reason, we have a concept called as data types. Okay. So what are data types, sir? Okay, I'll explain it over here. Okay, so whenever we talk about data types, let me show it to you one moment. Okay, so data types are used to indicate the type of data stored into a variable. Okay, so this is the meaning of data types. So what are data types, guys? Data types are used to indicate the type of data stored into a variable. If I'm trying to store a non-decimal numeric value, I need to explicitly tell what type of data. If I'm trying to store a decimal value, I need to explicitly tell what type of data. Until and unless I tell, the execution will never happen. Okay, for that reason, we have various data types. Okay, we have many data types here. So the first set of data types which you will see is something called as non-decimal numeric values. In order to store non-decimal numeric values, we come across many data types. Okay, what are those data types here? What are those data types here? Okay, so those data types are, okay, byte. First one is byte, second one is short, third one is int, and the fourth one is long. Sir, in order to store non-decimal numeric values, we come across four data types. What are those? Byte, short, int, long. Sir, what is the necessity of four data types, sir? Only one was sufficient, no, sir. But they vary. There is a change with respect to their memory size. Okay. When I talk about byte, it is used to allocate 1 byte of data, which will make about how many bits? 8 bits of data. Okay. Short is used to store 2 bytes of data, which will make about 16 bits. Okay. So similarly, int and long. Int is used to store 4 bytes of data, which will make about 32 bits. Long is used to store, 8 bytes of data, which will make about 64 bits here. Okay, so this is the major important concept which we need to understand here. Got the clarity? But the most famous and the default data type is int here. So int is the famous and the default data type. Got the clarity? Sir, when you talk about the memory size, it means it's very simple, guys. When I talk about bits, the memory allocated, it is 8 bits. Okay, so here I am supposed to allocate how many bits here? 8. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to understand. See, 8 bits are allocated: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 bits of data are allocated here. When I tell 1 byte, it's one block. That block is nothing but consisting of 8 bits here. Okay, so when I talk about byte, it's a very small data. Int, a little larger data. Sorry, byte, short, little larger. Int, the bigger than that. Long, it is used to store the largest data here. Okay, if you have very small amount of data, we'll make use of byte. A little larger than that, short. A little more larger than that, int. If I want to store a huge amount of data, it is long here. But the most commonly used data type is int, because the memory management is dynamic in Java here. Similarly, sir, if I want to store, okay, the second set, okay, if I want to store decimal numeric values, what is the requirement? Sir, my requirement is to store decimal numeric values. Okay, what am I supposed to do, sir? In order to store decimal numeric values, we have two data types. Okay, float, this is fifth, and this is sixth, double. Okay, float and double. Sir, why two data types, sir? Only one was sufficient, no, sir? The reason is because they vary. There is a change with respect to their data type, memory size here. Float means it is used to store 4 bytes of data. Okay, which will make how many bits here? 32 bits of data here. Okay, and double is used to store 8 bytes of data, which will make about 64 bits here. But the most commonly used data type here is double. Okay, in other languages you might tell float, but the default data type in Java is, it is double here. Got the clarity? So this is called as, okay, this is called as decimal numeric values. Now, if I want to store, okay, if I want to store uh, true or false, what is your requirement? My requirement is I want to store true or false. So if I want to store true or false here, I have one more requirement. What is it? The third part. Okay. Your requirement is what? You have to store either true or false. Okay, now this true or false is interpreted as 1 or 0 here. True means 1, false means 0. So in order to store true or false here, we have a data type. What is the seventh data type here? We have it as Boolean. Boolean is the data type used to store true or false. And what is the memory size of Boolean? The memory size of Boolean is 1 bit. Why 1 bit? Because it is used to store 1 or 0. Okay, 1 means true, 0 means false. It is used to allocate what? Only 1 bit of data here. Okay, so this is with respect to Boolean. So we have two more remaining things. What are those two more remaining things, sir? So now my requirement is to store a single character. What is your requirement? Sir, my requirement is to store a single character. If I want to store a single character, I will come across the data type called as char. Okay, what is the data type? The data type is char. Within char is used to allocate 2 bytes of data, which will make about how many bits here? 16 bits. Okay, now you will get confused. In other languages, it is 1 byte, but in Java, it is 2 bytes, 16 bits. Okay, so now whenever you have char data, okay, you should always enclose the data in single quotation, single quotes. Okay, never forget this data here, single quotations here. Okay, whenever you have a character data, single data, you have to enclose it within single quotations here. Okay, and the last and the famous data type which we have with respect to Java is my necessity. Okay, I'll tell you my necessity. I want to store a sequence of characters. What is your requirement? You want to store a sequence of characters. If you want to store a sequence of characters, we come across the famous data type called as string. Okay, string is the data type used to store a set of characters, but it does not have any memory size. Why? I will tell you later. It does not have any memory size. And whenever you talk about string, always enclose the data within double quotations. Okay, double quotes here. Okay, so don't forget about this data here, double quotes. Okay, so enclose it within double quotations here. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to understand with respect to string here. Okay, now, but we understood so many important things here. But there is one important note which I want to tell. Okay, one important note that everyone should understand. Note, what is that note, sir? Java is case sensitive. Okay, I told you this point, right? Java is case sensitive. Sir, what do you mean by case sensitive, sir? What do you mean by case sensitive, sir? Lowercase characters are not equal to uppercase characters. Lowercase a will have a different meaning and uppercase a will have a different meaning. They are not same. Similarly, lowercase p is not equal to uppercase p. It will have a different meaning and this will have a different meaning. Why? I will talk about it in detail here later. Okay, na? Clear? This is all about the entire process, guys. Okay, so this is a beautiful topic, trust me, guys. Okay, it's a very, very underrated topic here. But once when you know it, it becomes very, very easy for our understanding perspective. Okay, now clear everyone with this process here. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to understand when it comes to variables. So what are variables, guys? Variables are containers. Okay, variables are nothing but containers in order to store some data. If I want to store some data, I have to always come across variables here. But there is, always assigning will happen from RHS to LHS. We know that. But if I'm trying to store any type of data here, I need to explicitly tell what type of data. Until and unless I tell what type of data, the execution will never happen. So that's the reason I have a concept called as data types. So what are data types? It's an indication. Oh, this is the type of data I am going to store. Okay. I'm explicitly telling what type of data, and I'm also telling the memory size to be allocated. Okay, now. So now first requirement is, sir, I want to store non-decimal numeric values. But which all data types can I use? Byte, short, int, long. Okay, and int is the default data type, and the difference between all the four data types are memory size. Okay, now sir, we understood this. If I want to store decimal numeric values, sir, float and double, and the difference is memory size. And double is the most famous and the default data type for decimal numeric values. If I want to store true or false, 1 or 0 internally interpreted, it's boolean. So boolean data, I mean size is 1 bit because it's either 1 or 0. It's 1 bit. Okay. Now your requirement, sir, I want to store a set of characters, sir. Okay. Then it's string. Set of characters, sequence of characters, it is string. Okay. And it always, you have to enclose the data in double quotes. And Java is case sensitive, guys. So therefore it will always start from uppercase yes. Okay, na? And if I want to store a single character, char. And the memory size is 2 bytes, 16 bits, and enclose the data in single quotations. So this is all about variables and data types. I hope you understood this particular topic in a beautiful manner. Okay, I hope you got the basic idea about this entire topic, right? Now, sir, we understood variables, sir. We understood data types, sir. But do we have something called as a declaration and initialization? Your answer is absolutely yes. Okay. So we have to understand something called as variable declaration and initialization. We understood variable separately, data type separately. We have to integrate both. Okay, that is when a lot of things will become easier for me. So the first syntax which I will be talking about is something called as variable declaration. Okay, there is something called as variable declaration. So I told you yesterday, sir, Java is very, very easy. Why? Because we always have something called as syntax. Once we follow the syntax, a lot of things will become easy. Okay. So the syntax is, you have to specify the data type. You have to specify the variable name, and you have to terminate within semicolon. You have to terminate within semicolon. Got the clarity? So can we do example number one? First example? Yes, sir. My first example is, I want to store the age of an person. I want to store the age of a person. So in order to store the age of a person, the data type is int. Why? Sir, I want to age, meaning it's a non-decimal numeric value. So it is int. And the variable name will be age. And I will terminate using semicolon. Internally, what will happen here? Internally, one container will get created. And what is that container name? Age. And that age will store a non-decimal numeric value. Why? Because the data type is int here. Similarly, my necessity, one more necessity. Sir, I want to store the height of a person. If I want to store height, it's a decimal value. I can make use of either float or double. But the most commonly used data type, default data type is double. Double, and the variable name is height, and I terminate using semicolon, right? So therefore internally what happened again? Internally one more container got created. Okay, what is that container name? That container name is height. And what is it going to store? A decimal numeric value. How did you confirm? Sir, data type double. So it is decimal numeric value. So we have understood how do we declare a variable. Okay, we have understood what? How do we declare a variable? But that's not sufficient enough. Why? First half is variable declaration, and the second half is we have to understand something called as variable initialization. First half is declaration, and the second half is variable initialization. So we have to understand this particular topic here. Got it. Okay, sir. We will understand. How do we initialize it, sir? Simple. As I told you, the syntax is very easy. Okay. Syntax, you have to give the variable name equals to, you have to give the value and terminate using semicolon. So now what is happening over here? So first is declaration, second is initialization, right? So first you have declared a variable, right? So you have to initialize it over here. So initialization is age equals to 25. So what did you understand, sir? The value 25 is getting assigned into a container called as age. So 25 got initialized into a container called as age here. Similarly, height, okay, equals to, I write it as 5.5. So what is your understanding? Sir, the value 5.5 got initialized into a variable called as height here. The value 5.5 got initialized. So the first half is declaration and the second half is initialization. So first you need to declare a variable, then you need to initialize a variable. Okay, now this is the syntax. But sir, we are doing it separately, sir. Declaration separately we are doing, initialization separately we are doing. But is it possible to do it in a single line, sir? 101% possible. Okay, we can do this in a single line as well. Sir, how, sir? Syntax number 3. Okay, we can do it in a single line as well. So that is nothing but we can declare and initialize in a single line. How is that possible, sir? I will tell you. Okay, variable declaration and initialization in a single line. Is it possible? 101% possible. Sir, how, sir? Can you tell, sir? Simple. Syntax. We have to concentrate on the syntax. The syntax goes like this. Data type, variable name equals to value. If you could closely observe, sir, it's a combination of declaration. See, the first half is declaration. Okay, it's a combination of declaration and the second half is initialization. So the first half is declaration and the second half is initialization. So when we combine both of it, it becomes in a single line. So now can we do it here? Yes, sir, we can do it. Example number 1. Okay, now I want to store the marks of a student. How will I tell here? Int is the data type, marks is the variable name, equals to, he has scored 99 marks. Okay, done. So what did you understand? So the value 99 is getting stored into a variable called as marks and the data type is int, indicating a non-decimal numeric value. Got it? Similarly, sir, I want to store your name or my name. Okay, if I want to store your name or my name, the variable name is name. Okay, equals to, I want to store the name of a person. The name of a person is Dinga. Okay, I'll take this name here. It's a brand name in J Spiders and Q Spiders. Okay, it's a brand name. Okay, so here we write it as Dinga. But when I write it as Dinga over here, it's a set of characters, sequence of characters, right? So we have to enclose it within double quotations. Why? Sir, it's a set of characters, sir. You enclose it within double quotes. Okay. And what will be the data type? String. Java is case sensitive, so it is uppercase, yes. Got the clarity? String is an indication. I am trying to store a set of characters, and Dinga is a set of characters enclosed within double quotes. Okay. Similarly, if I want to store, okay, a character value. See, I'll take the variable as gender. Okay, gender equals to, I give it as M. It's an indication it is male, but a single character should be enclosed within single quotes. And the data type will behave as what? The data type is cat. So what did you understand here? Sir, if it is a non-decimal numeric value, int. Decimal numeric value, double. A set of characters in double quotes, string. A single character in single quotes, it's char. Similarly, you can use it for, okay, you can use it for Boolean also. So you can take the data type as Boolean, okay, x equals to, you can either store it as true or you can also store it as false here. It doesn't matter. True or false is an indication that I am trying to store a Boolean value. True or false, it's already predefined. So that is nothing but a Boolean value. So where do we use Boolean, guys? See, whenever in order to take decisions, okay, like if the condition is true, do something. If the condition is false, do some other thing. So whenever I want to take some decision, I will always make use of the data here. Okay, so this is all about the entire process here. Okay, we just need to understand, okay, how good, the implementation happens. So once you understand, it becomes very easy here. This is all about the entire process. But I have to do one more small topic for you. Okay, sir, what is that small topic, sir? See here. Now, I'll tell you one small issue here. I mean, a tricky part, but wherein a lot of people go wrong here, but I'm not sure why. See, when I tell char x equals to a, okay, I have told char a equals to a. Is it valid? Yes, it is valid. Okay, why? Sir, I am storing a character. Similarly, I can store a special character also. I can store a number also. Okay, I can store a number also. It will behave true. Why? Sir, char is a data type. It is used to store a single character. That single character can be an alphabet, it can be a special character, or it can be a number. It can be anything, a number, special character, or alphabet. But we have to enclose it within single quotes. But what if I write it as A and B in single quotes here? Is it valid? No, it's not valid. Why? Sir, A and B are two characters. How can you write it within single quotes? When I tell character, it's always a single quote. This is not valid. Similarly over here, I can do one more way. How, sir? How, sir? See, I can take string s equals to, I can write it as Java. See, it's a set of characters in double quotes. Java, Java, set of characters. But I can also write alphanumeric characters. X, 1, 2, Y in double quotes. It's possible. Why? If you talk about employee ID, your roll numbers or USN, right? It's all alphanumeric characters, no? Alphabets and numbers. You can write it within strings. And even strings can have special characters. See, X dot exclamation 2 4 Y. So string can also have any type of data. It can have only alphabets, it can have alphanumeric characters, it can also have alphanumeric plus special characters. It can also have any type of data. You can also have only numbers. Okay, but enclose that numbers in double quotes. Even this is valid. So in simple terms, string can also store all the type of data. Only numbers, only special characters, alphanumeric, alphabets, anything for that matter. But enclose it within double quotes. If you write anything within double quotes, it will automatically behave as string here. So these are all valid. Why? Because sir, double quotes, double quotes, double quotes, everything you are writing in double quotes. So everything will behave as a string here. Okay, so this is all about, okay, how do we declare a variable, initialize a variable, and together, and I have spoken about variables and data types as well. Clear? Don't you think so? It's easy, but once you start implementing it, it becomes like a cakewalk for you all. It becomes very, very easy. Clear? Everyone understood the program? Great. Okay, so now anyone having any questions with whatever we did now? Okay, please do respond. If you don't respond, it becomes difficult. Anyone having any questions with respect to anything? Any questions, anyone? Guys, everyone has to respond, not one or two people. Okay, nah. That's the only request I have from your side. Okay. As and when I teach something, I'll ask for any doubts here. Okay, nah. So you don't hesitate. Sir, what will others think? Don't care about them. If you're not able to understand, you ask me. Okay, nah. Done. Very good, guys. Appreciate it. Okay, nah. Perfect. So we understood variables and data types. And even one more hint I'll give you. If you are able to ask me the doubt then and there itself, it's fine. If not, you can watch the video later once again, and then you can drop me a message also in WhatsApp. Okay, I'll reply to you all. Okay, now don't hesitate, guys. Okay, it's like knowledge sharing. I'm trying to share the knowledge, you're trying to gain the knowledge. That's it. Okay, now very good, very good. Sir, we understood so many things, sir. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah. Who's the Chaitra? Oh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, yeah, Chaitra, Chaitra. Yeah, yeah. Chaitra has an announcement, guys. So please listen to her one moment. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Chaitra.
Yes, the 3 days demo session is done with the 3 days of demo session. So they have to pay the amount from by today or tomorrow will be the last date. By tomorrow end of the day, they have to pay with the fees.
Okay, okay, Chaitra. Guys, see, generally we have only 3 days of demo session here, okay, na? But it's already been 3 + 2, 5 days here, but it's fine, okay? So, but I know the situation what we are going through, right? It becomes very difficult. But as I told you, I keep on telling, right? The management, we are all responsible, I mean, in order to reply to the management here, we are answerable to them, right? So that's the reason here they are trying to stress you on that, okay? So try to pay the fees as soon as possible, either by today or tomorrow at any cost, okay? So try to pay the fees at the earliest, okay? Great. Chaitra, any announcement?
Yes,
Apart
sir.
from
If they want any time, they can just contact me and they can discuss with me, sir. No
Correct. See,
problem.
correct. See, what happens, if you're able to pay the fees immediately, or if you're able to pay it in installments, or anything you want to tell, right? Interact with them, okay? They're not going to kill you or eat you, okay? So they understand the situation here. So we'll also come up with some solution, right? If we get to know what is the problem, we can answer to the management, right? So that it wouldn't be a problem for us also, for you also, for the management as well, because we have a proper clarity what is happening. If you don't respond, or if you're not answering here, then it becomes difficult, okay na? So try to pay the fees as soon as possible. If not, try to interact with the counselors and manager, yeah, Chaitra here, and you can interact and inform them, okay na? Great, guys. Anything, Chaitra, apart from this? Yeah, great, great, great. Okay. So perfect, guys. Okay, so this is what I just wanted to talk about. Okay, now. So perfect. We are done with variables. We are done with data types, declaration, and initialization. Now, can we see how to develop a Java program? Can we see how to develop a Java program? Yes. Perfect, sir. In order to develop a Java program, okay, in order to develop a Java program here, we have to follow the structure. Okay, let us understand the structure of a Java program. Okay, what is it? The structure of a Java program. Once you understand the structure of a Java program, it becomes easy for our understanding perspective. Okay, now. So in order to create a Java program, it's a three-step process, guys. You have to create a class first. Second, you should have something called as main method. Okay, and third, you should have something called as print statement. Okay, minimum three requirements for working around with a Java program. What is it? First, try to create a class. Second, try to have main method. And third, print statement. Once I'm done with all the three things, I can successfully work around with a Java program. Okay, now let us see. Okay, let us see here. Tomorrow, yeah, great. Okay, so first here, I will create a class. Sir, how will we create a class, sir? Class followed by, I have to give the class name. Okay, class name, and then open curly braces and close curly braces. This is the scope of the Java program. Okay, I'm very bad at drawing those lower lines, guys. Okay, now ignore it. Okay, so what is this called as? This is nothing but the scope of a class. Scope of a class. Okay, this is the boundary. So if I have anything to write, I have to write it within this curly braces only. Okay, I have to write it within this curly braces. So what is the first rule? I have to create a class. Did I create a class? Yes. Class name, open curly braces and close curly braces. Then what is the second rule? Sir, main method, sir. Very good. How do we write main method? The syntax is simple. Public static void main, within parenthesis you have to give string array of arguments. Okay, and then again open curly braces and close. So this is nothing but the scope of main method. Scope of main method. Okay, now so now you'll have lot of confusion. Sir, what is class? What is class name? What is public, static, void, main, blah 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 blah. You'll have so many questions, right? But 101% you should have all those confusions. But now we are just understanding how do we write a Java program. I'm not explaining each and every terminologies now. At this point in time, I cannot explain it because in order to understand those topics, we need to give time. Okay, we need to give time in order to understand those topics. But first, we have to create a class and then you should have something called as main method. So main method is nothing but the entry point of a Java program. So the execution will always begin from the main method here. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to understand over here. Got the clarity? So public static void main, that is the syntax. Even before 5 years, 10 years, it was the same, and even after 5 years, 10 years, it will be the same. The last part is you need to have the print statement. So like printf in C language, we should have the print statement. So what is it? So the print statement is system dot out dot println. So system dot out dot println is the print statement what we have. So we have successfully built what? We have built a class, we have built main method and print statement. First create a class, then have main method, then have the print statement. What is system.out.println? We will understand slowly, not in a single day. Okay, now, so this is all about the entire process. Got the clarity? Class, class name, followed by main method, public static void main, string array of arguments. Clear? Understood? So this is done. Now, can we write our first Java program? Yes. So what is your requirement? Print hello world. What is your requirement? Your requirement is to print hello world. So we have to write a Java program. Rule number one. So your requirement is to print hello world. What is rule number one? Sir, create a class. Very good. Class followed by class name. So the class name I will give it as first program. What is the class name? First program. Open curly braces, close curly braces. Class is predefined. Class name you can give anything. You can give your name, you can give my name, you can give your girlfriend's name, boyfriend's name, anything for that matter. Okay na? It's just a class name. You give whatever you want. Okay na? Class, class name. Done. Second rule, sir, main method, sir, where the execution will start. You need to have your main method. Very good. So how will we have our main method? Sir, syntax of main method. What is it? Public static void main. Public static void main, open parenthesis close, open curly braces close. And within the main method, I need to give string array of arguments. I have to give string array of arguments. So we have a class and we have our main method wherein the execution will begin from. And I will explain what is the meaning of each and every terminology slowly. Okay, now each and every terminology slowly. We're done with this. Sir, I need to print hello world. Yes, how do we print hello world? Simple, sir. System dot out dot println. System dot out dot println. Open parenthesis close. Over here, I need to print it, sir. But what am I supposed to print? Hello world. So I'll tell HELLOWORLD. Okay, this is hello world. But since hello world is a set of characters, I need to enclose it within double quotations. So what have I done here? I have successfully built a class, main method, print statement. I have followed all the three rules and have built my first Java program. So after developing my Java program, I need to save it, right? So for saving purpose, the class name and the file name should always be same. What is it? The class name and the file name should always be same. So the class name is first program. The file name is also first program. And the extension of all Java programs is .java. So you have to save like this. Clear? So this is the program to print hello world. Class, main method, print statement. Aste, you'll be done with it. Sir, you told so many things, sir. Okay, you told how to write it and you have explained us one program also. But where will we write the program, sir? Where will we develop our program, sir? We will make use of basic editor called as Notepad. Okay, Notepad is the editor wherein we will be using it now in order to develop the program. Can we see how do we execute a Java program? Yes, sir, we will see it now. Okay, first rule, Windows R. Okay, when I tell Windows R, the Run tab will appear. So you will search for Notepad and you will open Notepad. You will search for Notepad and you will open Notepad. Clear? The Notepad is appearing in the beautiful manner. So now you need to develop your Java program. Okay, you need to develop your program. How did you do it? You open command Notepad and you have to develop it. So what is rule number one? Sir, create a class, sir. Class, and the class name is first program. Okay, open curly braces and close curly braces. Class name is first program. Open curly braces and close curly braces. And then where will your execution start from? Main method. So I will have public static. What is the syntax, guys? Public static void main. You should remember. You will actually remember it, guys, as the day goes on. Okay, na. Within parenthesis, string array of arguments. Open curly braces, close curly braces. So I have a class. I have a main method. I'm developing the program. Okay, now. Now I need to print hello world. How will I print hello world? Simple, sir. System dot out dot println. Open parenthesis close, and I have to print what? Hello world. Hello world. Okay, this is all about it. So I am done developing my first Java program. Okay, now what am I supposed to do? I need to save it. How will I save it? Control S. Control S. Okay, na? So here, when I tell Control S, it's asking me, hey, Uday, where do you want to save your Java program? I will open a folder on the desktop. On the desktop, let me create a folder. Okay, that folder name is, I will just write it as example. Okay, what example? What is the folder name? The folder name is only example. I open that folder and I will store the file here. I should save the file. So what is the rule? Class name and file name should be same. So the class name is first program. My file name will also be first program. And the extension of all Java programs are .java. And save as, you have to tell all files. If you don't tell all files, no, it will automatically consider as text file. So you have to tell all files. Done. You are done developing your first Java program and you have saved it. Sir, I need to execute, sir. How will I execute it? Where will I execute it? On the command prompt. In order to execute it, you have to open your command prompt. So how will I open my command prompt? Simple. Windows R again. Windows R will open the run tab and you will search for CMD. When I tell CMD, it's a shortcut to open the command prompt. Can you see? My command prompt is opened in a beautiful manner. So my command prompt is opened in a beautiful manner. Now, where is your control pointing to? It's pointing to C users admin. It is pointing to C users admin. But where is your Java program? Your Java program is on the desktop inside a folder called as example folder, right? So you have to move the control to the desktop. So you will tell cd desktop. When I tell cd desktop, it means cd stands for change directory. I am changing the directory to the desktop. I am moving my control to the desktop. Okay, now after that, cd example. Why? Because I have one more folder. Okay, now see, in order to execute it, I have to go to the destination folder where the program is stored. So when I tell cd desktop, I am moving my control to the desktop. cd example, I am getting into that example folder. You can store it in E drive, C drive, wherever you want. Okay, now I'm just giving you the basic example. Now for compilation, sir, after moving, the first step is compilation, sir. For compiling a Java program, in order to compile a Java program, we have to follow the command. What is that command? Java C, okay, is the compiler, and I have to give compile the file name with the extension. So I'm requesting a compiler, please check if there are any errors or not. So Java C file name dot Java, meaning he is going to compile and see, oh, is there having any errors or not. Rule number two, I have to interpret it. After compiling, I have to interpret. In order to interpret, I will make use of this particular command here. What is it? Java. I have to just give the class name. Since class name and file name is same, you can give anything. First, Java C, then Java. Here you have to give file name dot Java. Here you have to just give the class name of the file name. Okay, because both are same. Okay, now you go back to your command prompt. Now you go back to your command prompt. Now you will tell Java C, meaning compile what? First program dot Java. So you have to compile your first program dot Java. So the compilation should be successful. It is compiling slowly. After that, you have to interpret. So you have to tell first program. Okay, you have to just give the class name and file name since it is same. Did I get the output as hello world? Aste. This is how you build a Java program, and this is how you execute it without any problems. Okay, this is how the beautiful way of developing it and executing the simple structure here. Got the clarity? I hope you got the idea about how to work around with this entire data. Clear? Similarly, if you want, I can give you one more example. Can we see one more example here quickly so that you'll understand the better clarity of the subject here? Okay, now, rule number one. Sir, I want to develop a Java program, sir. What will I do? Sir, open Notepad, sir. Open Notepad. Okay. Windows R. And I will tell open Notepad. Okay, Notepad. So rule number one. Sir, you have to create a class, sir. Okay, I'll create a class. Class name is greet. Okay, I'll just take the class name as greet. I told you, no, you can take whatever name you want. Okay, I just give it as greet. Then main method. Public static void main, within parenthesis you have to give string array of arguments, open curly braces, close. So you build a class, you build a main method. Now in order to print, what will you do? System dot out dot println. Okay, and what are we supposed to print here? We are supposed to print what? We are supposed to print some data. I'll tell it as welcome to Java online session. Okay, now simple. I created a simple Java program. Done. So I opened Notepad and I have developed it. Now I need to save it. Control S. So where am I supposed to save? On the desktop. Okay, you can save it wherever you want. You can save it in C drive, E drive, wherever. But as of now, I'll do it on the desktop. On the desktop, I will create it. I already created a folder called as example. Open that. See? On the desktop example folder. So class name and file name should be same, and the extension of all Java programs are .java, and save as all files. If not, it will consider as text file. Okay, now done. See, I have successfully saved my Java program. Now I need to execute it. How will I execute? Sir, command prompt. Windows R CMD. Windows key plus R. Okay, now Windows key plus R. That means command prompt. Okay, now you have to click the Windows key which you have on the keyboard. Windows key plus R will open the command prompt. Over here, first, where is the control pointing to? C uses admin. But where is a Java program located? On the desktop. So therefore, what are we supposed to do? I have to tell CD desktop. When I tell CD desktop, what will happen here? I move my control to the desktop. And then CD, what am I supposed to do? I have to give, CD example. When I tell CD example, I am moving my control to the example folder. After that, what am I supposed to do? I have to compile it. How will I compile it here? So I will tell Java C greet.java. Java C greet.java. So the compilation will happen in a beautiful manner. Then I will tell Java, just the class name, Java greet. So when I execute it, Did I get my expected output? See, welcome to Java online session. This is all about it, guys. This is about how do we develop a Java program and how do we understand it in a beautiful manner. So I have explained it. So now it's about you all practicing it as well. So that is when the conceptual part will become very easy. Clear everyone here? Got the clarity here? Okay, now. So this is all about the entire process here. Okay, now tell me, do you all have any confusions in order with respect to variables, data types, declaration and initialization, and how we are executing a Java program? Anyone having any confusions with respect to this, guys? Please let me know. Let me know if you have any doubts here. Any doubts, anyone? Any doubts, guys? Anyone? Very good, very good, very good, very good. Were you all able to understand, no? The things, Okay, great. Okay. Now, we did a lot of things, no? We did a lot of things. Now, sir, do we require any software, sir, for working around with Java here? Do we require certain software, sir? Your answer is yes. Okay. We require the basic software here. Okay. We require certain softwares. What are those softwares, sir? Okay. The softwares are the first thing which you want to know is it is Notepad. Okay. Notepad, and you will also have something called as Notepad++. Okay, Notepad++, or you might also have Edit Plus. You can use anything you wish to, guys. Okay, you can make use of anything. Notepad is sufficient. If you want, you can download Notepad++ and Edit Plus or many other things. Okay, it's up to you. Okay, not a problem. But for mandatory purpose, you need to have something called as JDK. Okay, what is this JDK? JDK stands for Java Development Kit. Okay, what is this JDK stands for? Java Development Kit. And I will be talking about much in detail later. What is JDK in detail? But as of now, what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to download JDK, okay, install JDK, and you have to set the path. Okay, set the path. So it's a three-step process. You have to download, install, and set the path for JDK. And this is a .exe file. Exe file meaning executable file. It's a software. Okay, now similarly, we require one more software. That is nothing but Eclipse for later purpose. Now, if a Notepad, so it's so ugly, Notepad, no fun at all. But later, a few days later, I will jump into Eclipse. So Eclipse is fun. Okay, na? So you have to download Eclipse. You have to extract it. You have to extract it, meaning unzip it, and you have to pin to taskbar. And this is a .zip file. Okay, zip file meaning it's a compressed file. So you have to download it, extract it, and pin to taskbar. So these are the things which you need to do it here. So Notepad is already there in your system, so you don't have to worry about it. If at all you want Notepad++ and Edit Plus, it's optional. Okay, it is optional. If you want, you can download it and work around with it. If not, these two are mandatory. Okay, JDK and Eclipse. So what you need to do, you need to download, install, set the path for JDK. It's a exe file. Eclipse, download, extract it, and pin to taskbar. So now here, since already JDK and Eclipse is all installed in my system, I have a video, okay, which is for 10 minutes. Okay, this is my personal video. Okay, I have done that video here. Okay, I've recorded the video. How to download, how to install, how to set. Everything is there in the 10 minutes video. You just need to watch the video. Okay, you just need to watch the video. So meaning from where to download, how to install, how to set the path, everything I'm done. Okay, everything I've done in that video. You need to just watch it and try to do it on your own first. Okay, try to watch that video and try to download and install on your own. If that's not possible, once we meet back on tomorrow's session, once we meet back tomorrow, that is Saturday, right? Tomorrow? Huh. Once we meet back tomorrow, I will ask you to share your screen, okay, later at the end of the session. So you can, I'll let you know, oh, where you went wrong. If not, you can drop me a message. You all have my WhatsApp number. You can drop it over here. You also have my mail ID. You can drop it there. Clear? So all those link from where to download that video, from where to download that software, I will be dropping it in the group in some time. Okay, now, so you can download it and try to install it. And if at all you come across any doubts, I am going to solve it. Okay, now don't worry about it. It's not a huge rocket science process wherein you need to do a lot of philosophies over here. No, not at all. Okay, now, so easily we can do it. But yeah, first attempt you do it. If that's not possible, I'll help you out with the installation. Clear, everyone? Done? Perfect, guys. Okay, I'm done with the session for today. Okay, so tomorrow also you'll have the session at the same time. Okay, so at the same time, tomorrow also you will have the session. Clear? Anyone having any confusion, guys? Anything you want me to inform? Just let me know. So we have Darshini, Femina, Lydia, Pratibha, Pooja, Pratyusha, and Vinayak. Okay. So if you all have any doubts here, please do drop me a message anytime. Okay, na? So great, guys. Okay, so we shall wind up a session for today and catch up tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow same timings. Okay, na? So yeah, tomorrow at the same time. Okay, so try to make the payment as soon as possible. Okay, na? Great, guys. Okay, so thank you all. Take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day.